What's going on, Chemical Guys family? Thanks so much for tuning in for today's episode of Detail Garage. Summer's winding down, which means a lot of us who have jet skis, boats, or marine crafts, they're getting ready for storage. So today I wanted to take a little bit of time to show you guys my proper steps of how to, one, protect it, as well as enhance it. So let's get started. So these jet skis just came back from Lake Havasu and they've already been washed, but you can still see there's some light water spots on there, a little bit of dust. So what we're going to start by doing is use some Boat Hybrid Shine, which is a quick detail spray and sealant for your boats. It has a very fine amount of sealant, so if you're looking for a one-step product to clean up any kind of watercraft, this is the way to go. And we're just going to use a clean microfiber towel to buff off the spent product as well as pick up any dirt. But before we begin, we're going to remove the tag. This way we're not scratching it, because a lot of us know that painted surfaces, even gel coat, scratches very easily, so we want to prevent that. And we're going to start by shaking up the bottle. And this has this beautiful dark green, so we want to make sure that we don't damage it. We want to enhance it. We're going to spray it onto the surface. Safe for any color gel coat, any marine craft. It can be on fiberglass. You can use it on your metal boats, fishing boats. Easily picks up any kind of dirt, any fallout, or water spots. This is a great way to, just pick up that last remaining debris you may have picked up while you were out, because that water spot will damage the surface very easily. It's really hard to pull water spots off of gel coats and fiberglass, so by taking this quick step, once you pull the boat out of the water, this is a great idea. Just keep it handy. Simply clean it up, get it looking its best. That looks pretty good there. It's picked up most of the water spots that was on there, but the paint feels a little rough because this thing has been outside for a little while. So now we're going to move on to the next step, which is a clay bar process. But since it is a gel coat, which means it's got a very durable layer, I'm going to use a clay block, a little bit of clay Luber here, in the same process that we do on painted surfaces like on your vehicles. Spray a little bit of clay Luber and then work back and forth. And at first it's going to feel kind of rough, or the bar or clay block will drag. But as you pull the contaminants out of the pores, it's going to start to get smooth, it'll start gliding, and that's when you know when to move on. This is also a great idea if you're planning on polishing your boat or your marine craft, because oxidation sets in very quickly, especially if you leave your crafts outside in the elements. That's why a cover is always a good idea, or you put it inside of a storage building, but that can be expensive. This is a true process to enhance your investment. It's also protecting it against the elements, and also makes it look its best. So if you got a custom paint job or just a brand new boat that you want to keep looking new, these are the steps that I would recommend taking. We're just going to focus on this half for today. I'll do the whole thing, but just for the video purposes, we'll do this half. Take that towel again and buff off any of the excess. Clay bar process also helps remove any of those stubborn water spots. So if you don't want to polish, or if you don't want to use a water spot remover, you can also just use a clay bar or clay block. The surface is nice and slick, which means that it can accommodate any kind of coatings. Whether you're putting on a ceramic coating or your favorite sealant or wax, it's always going to last longer if the surface is cleaner. This way it's not trying to lock in contamination, and it's also got a nice surface to bond to. So now that it's clean and slick, we're going to move on to our next step, which is going to be applying a boat wax. This is designed specifically for gel coats, fiberglass, or any kind of marine craft. And basically what that means is that it's eco-friendly, so you can also use it while you're dry docked or when you're in the water. So that means that you can use it whether you're on the water or if you're dry docked. We're just going to apply a little bit to our applicator pad. That's good enough because we're working on a small section here. It spreads very thin, so you don't need a heavy coat. But this enhances the gloss, the glow of any color. But it's also going to prevent water spots. It prevents any kind of harmful UV rays from damaging the finish. This also prevents any kind of fallout from making the surface feel rough again. Very easy to use. You can apply it by hand or machine. And again, it works on any color, so you can put it on the white of your jet skis or your boats. Put it along the fiberglass. Simply work it into the surface. And it starts bonding immediately, so it doesn't take a whole long time. Also works pretty great for removing scuffs. Quick and easy way to remove, whether you hit the dock or maybe you've scuffed it with your shoes or something like that, it'll easily remove any kind of that transfer. Makes the surface nice and smooth. And again, it starts bonding almost immediately, so we're just going to take another clean microfiber towel. Again, we'll remove the tag and buff away any of the excess. Really slick surface. It's going to help that water sheet right off. And then once you bring this jet ski out into the sun, it's going to be very glossed, very enhanced look. Simple to do. You don't have to do this before you put it away. You can also do this during the summer when you want to show off your boat. And there, that's looking nice and clean. So now that we've gotten most of the body taken care of, there's something else that we should probably address, and that is going to be any of the fabric or even the vinyl on your boat, such as the seat, because throughout the summer months you're going to be heavily abusing this, and it's also subjected to the harmful UV rays. So we want to clean it and protect it so that, one, it doesn't start cracking or discoloring, but also so that it stays nice and soft. This way it's not going to be uncomfortable for you to use. So we'll grab our boat cleaner, and I'm just going to use a towel. It doesn't require a brush. And then over here you see that there's a little bit of pollen here. We have scuffs over here, possibly something from your swimsuit, who knows. So just simply spray it onto the surface and work it back and forth, letting the cleaner do all the work. So if you have really stubborn stains, or maybe you have some kind of mildew odor, yeah, you can use a brush, but for the most part the cleaner's doing all the work. So we're just going to gently scrub it using a towel. Same thing for any kind of interior fabric pieces, same cleaning process. Gently removes any stains. See all that kind of transfer, that grime that was on there. We're working outside of the detail garage today, obviously, so it's going to be a little bit of noise out here. Just bear with us. Like I keep saying though, this is a great process before you put your boat away, because once it's in storage, it's going to sit there and dry dock, and it could be subjected to all kinds of dirt, or if it sits outside, potential of having UV rays damage it. I know a lot of people have boat covers, but even underneath that cover you can get a lot of dirt in there and stuff that'll damage the surface. So it's best to clean it up and protect it before it gets put away, before it's too late, if you will. This way it can look its best and last as long as possible. Flip this over to a clean side, buff away any of the excess. Obviously I'm rushing through this, but this is just for demonstration purposes. We're going to clean the entire surface, but to show you guys just how simple it is, just a quick thing. You can almost do this while it's on the trailer, getting pulled out of the water. Same thing with the boat protectant. Now we're going to move on to the protection stage. We're going to use the towel in an applicator form here. This is safe for all of your vinyl and rubber and plastics on the surface of your marine craft. It's also going to be dry to the touch, so you don't have to worry about sliding off. This is going to protect the surface against those harsh UV rays, harmful elements, and things that could stain it as well. And just like the wax, it starts bonding immediately, so there's no need to let it sit there for a long time. You can just basically apply it and then come back and buff off any excess. And there you have it, guys. It's as simple as that. Just simply apply it and wipe away any of the excess, and now it's going to look its best and basically last as long as possible. And again, you can use this on your vinyl, your plastics, and exterior pieces that are subjected to harmful UV rays or anything else that could crack it or damage it over time. So guys, if you liked today's video, I know it was pretty short and pretty long-winded, but this is a great way to keep your guys' marine crafts looking best for as long as possible before you put it in storage, or maybe when you're taking it out of storage. If you want to learn more about these products, head over to our website, chemicalguys.com, or to your local detail garage. If you liked today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and drop your comments down below for future videos. And we'll